Hello, Dr. Paul. My name's Alex, and one thing I've been following the news recently that's been kind of alarming me is this National Defense Authorization Act. I'd like to know some of your thoughts on it, and I would hope they'd be in line with my fear of this, please.
I'm always pleased to get questions like this because my complaint is this stuff goes through and nobody knows about it. So when somebody knows about it, and you know about it, I think that's fantastic. And it's out of self-defense. You better know about it because if you ask me, or they were asking me, or I saw in a paper about what the most important event of the 20th century was, or last year. Last year's the biggest news story. The biggest news story was bin Laden being killed. But I think what you're talking about is a much bigger story and represents a significant change. What he's talking about is the Defense Authorization Act. In the House, they were tinkering with the words that was signed into law after 9/11 to go after Al-Qaeda, people responsible for 9/11. I supported that. But that morphed into going after all terrorists around the world and invading countries. It was gross distortion of that authority. So instead, some of us wanted to eliminate the authority because bin Laden's got done and, they've abused it. But no, instead of that, they put in the House that they added it. They not only had the Al-Qaeda, they added the Taliban. And the Taliban are people not making plans to come here. The Taliban is mainly motivated to keep people out of their country. Matter of fact, our current government right now is starting to talk to the Taliban. So what was changed in the House was said that anybody, it was the Taliban plus associated forces. Associated forces mean that if you happen to visit a website that is controversial, or maybe attended a mosque or something like that, and somebody in that mosque was a bad guy, and you were associated, that you would be, subject to being arrested. But when the Senate got it, they said that they could be arrested by the military and taken in. And some of the senators on the House floor bragged, when we get one of those guys and they ask for a lawyer, just tell them, no lawyer for you. And these are just suspects. And this is on top of last February when the president announced that it's a national policy that the president's allowed to assassinate American citizens without a trial or charges made. And it's happened 3 times already. But people say, well, yeah, but that al-Awlaki, he was a bad guy. But what about his son, who was 16 years old? He was the second target. Oh, we didn't know he was so young. I mean, this is really, really bad. And it got passed this week. The Senate made it worse. It came back to the House, and there was no chance of stopping it. And the president was anxious to have it. No, that is major. It's very, very dangerous. We've essentially repealed our Bill of Rights, the Patriot Act, which I think should have never been passed. Repealed the Fourth Amendment. This essentially repeals the Fifth Amendment. This also. Freedom, the ideas of freedom developed slowly over many centuries, and they were trying to establish some of these principles with the Magna Carta in 1215. We're thrown out the window. So I'm glad you're interested, and I'm glad you know about it. I sure wish something more could have been done about it. Check and see how your representatives vote. That might not hurt anything.
Added in, and that Americans are exempt. That's what I had a letter.
Oh yeah, that's what they're using. But that is not true. Americans are not. They are.
I get it in writing.
But they said the president is no American citizens. No, this is designed for American citizens. They are not exempt. No, it includes American citizens.
Can congressmen lie?
I've heard of that happening. No, you can't impeach him. You know, it's too bad that getting rid of and your turnover up here is rather easy to do. I wish it were that easy in Washington. It has to be the election. I mean, if they really get out of hand, you know, you can Congress can throw a person out. But who are they going to throw out when they're all guilty? Not all, but.
Okay, folks, we're going to wrap this up, and we try to keep it as orderly as we possibly can, recognizing that there's a lot of supporters here. What we'd like to do, the congressman is going to be available for pictures, and we just want to do pictures tonight.